Hi everyone. Okay, so last night when I was working on my own piece and I was doing this technique I'm getting ready to show you, I thought about it and I thought, I need to do a tutorial on this. And then today when I got up, someone had posted in the comments on one of the posts to please do a tutorial on this very thing. So I guess the universe is saying that I need to do a tutorial on this. So what I'm going to show you how to do is layering swooshes. I don't have, without getting my big board out, you'll just kind of see at the end what it looks like, but it makes a really cool effect. It's no different than the concept of top dotting, but we're going to do mini layers. And I'm going to show you with curved swooshes because the person that reached out is working on a particular stone by Summers Art House called Batik that has a lot of curved swooshes with, I believe, like 6 layers, if I remember correctly, doing that stone myself. So what you want is you want a gradient with quite a few colors. I'm doing 6. And if I do 4 swooshes, that should work out fine. Let me see if I do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do my center dot in a different color. Let me just find a color and let's just pick something I got over here. All right, so let's make the initial swooshes, and these are gonna need dry time in between, but I'll edit the video so that it's you're not obviously waiting on paint to dry with me. So I'm just gonna basically do a basic swoosh pattern. I want to use my green stylus so that I can have nice fat swooshes, because if we're going to be layering on top, excuse me while I blow my nose. If we're going to be layering a bunch of swooshes on top, it's easier to have bigger swooshes. So I would say blue stylus, green stylus if you're going to be doing several layers. I think on Batik stone, though, you are using the blue stylus. So actually, let me just do it with the blue one. All right. So I'm going to start with my, in this case, darkest color. You can go either direction, but you want your gradient to be a definite light or dark to light gradient. You want the transitions to be pretty obvious, but of course, you know, not far of a jump, but you want a nice transition from dark to light. All right, so I'm gonna start with my darkest color, and this color is really, really dark. This is quinacridone violet. And as always, I'm double dipping my initial dots, and then I'm using my needle tool to drag the swoosh. And again, I'm going to continue to refer to Batik because that was the specific question that I was asked about. And on the Batik stone, you definitely want to use the needle tool because you've got really tight spaces to get those swooshes into. And so don't try to do that with just a ball stylus. It will not end well. Okay, and then I'm just going to keep going down my gradient with my swooshes because I'm only doing 1, so I'm not going around the board here with this. So next color in the gradient. And I'll probably have room to do 4 of these. If you've got 6 colors, you want to have an extra color. In other words, if you're going to do 4 swooshes, you want 6 colors. If you're you just want 2 extra colors from the number of swooshes that you're doing. Actually, it may not be too. I'll explain that at the end. It'll make more sense when I have the actual work to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so third color. Just dragging those tails. Nice pointy tails. I do have my recipe for consistency here with the, if you haven't watched that video, you probably might want to, on how to get your dots and swooshes more plump using the Gloss Medium by Liquitex and the Golden Soft Gel. That's what I have in these pots. So 1, 2, 3, so now color 4 should be my last swoosh. And this is not the only, I mean, you can do this technique with any swooshing pattern. I'm just showing you this one because it's got more curved swooshes that were asked for. And it shows a nice gradient. But any swooshes where you have a series of swooshes works really well for this technique. But even a single swoosh works nice for this. Okay, so now we're just gonna let that dry and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm all dry now and we are ready to layer our swooshes. The center dot, of course, I would top dot and then triple dot, but that's not totally dry, so I'm not gonna mess with that. To layer, you want to go down in tool size. So I used a blue stylus to make the original swooshes, so I'm going down to the white stylus. And you want to do one color next to, so in other words, this first swoosh is in my darkest color, number 1. So I want to go to my next color, number 2, to put on top. And so you want to take just a little dot and you want to put it right at the head of the swoosh, just leaving a little bit of the original one peeking out. And of course, make sure they're really dry because you're going to be dragging your needle tool across here and you don't want to drag your dried paint around. Okay, and then just shape it on top of the original one. And I don't know how easy that is to see. It'll become more visible as we go into the lighter colors. All right, and then for the second swoosh, I used color number 2, so I'm gonna move ahead one color to color number 3. Same thing, just a dot, leaving a little bit of the original swoosh peeking out. Shape it. You want to be real delicate with this. You don't want to be heavy-handed because you want to just have it kind of skimming the top of the original swoosh. Okay, for the next one, I'm moving ahead a color to color number 4. I know that's really hard to see because those colors are close together, but if, as we continue to layer, the effect will become more obvious to you. And then color number 5 for the last one. And then we'll let those dry and I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So we're just gonna keep doing the same concept here. So I've put color number 2 already down on swoosh 1. So now I'm gonna go to color number 3, and I'm flipping my white tool over. Actually, I'm gonna get the yellow tool, small end. I just want tiny little swooshes now. So just a tiny little dot, and again, I'm going just below, kind of like in the neck of the swoosh. So right, I hope you can see this. But I'm coming down a little bit each time. And then you just drag the tail out. You hardly even need to shape it now. You're just dragging the tail out. Okay. And then color number 4 for the next one. So I'm coming down just below where the last one was. That's my puppy in the background. He sounds like a cat to me. All right. So I'm just dragging those tails out. And I'm just gonna do 3 layers, but you can do as many layers as you can fit in there. Color number 5, I've done up to 6 layers. So here's color number 5. And now, for the first time, we're going to use color number 6, our last color. And this will really brighten everything up. So if you wanted to do another layer, you'd need another lighter shade for that last swoosh, because you keep staggering down the chain of colors. So you would need another color. So depending on how many layers will determine how many colors. And what I do if I want to keep layering is I just pull some of this last color out into a little pot, and I just start adding more and more white to it every time I use it. So let's see if we can, oops, zoom in on this now so you can see the effect. So I don't know if you can see that they're layered, the layers in them. Let me, all right, there we go. So you can see the layers. It's really pretty, kind of almost makes it 3D in a way. So there you go. If you have any questions, you know where to find me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.